Well, Democrats are still in denial about Washington, D.C.'s crime problem and decrying President Donald Trump's intervention. But it's time they faced reality. That is from a New York Post op-ed by Dr. John Lott, president of the Crime Prevention and Research Center. Dr. Lott, you've run the numbers. In statistically speaking, the only explanation for nearly zero crime in D.C. these last several days is the president's intervention. Is that essentially correct, sir?
Yeah, I mean, it coincides with the president federalizing law enforcement there in D.C., and there's some understandable reasons why you would get that result. Look, we've now gone 13 days without a homicide after Trump's takeover. The odds of that just happening randomly are extremely low. If you use the data from 2024, there's only a 0.13% chance. That's like 1 out of 800 chance that something like that would happen. Before Trump got involved, DC has like 1,300 patrol officers. You don't have more than a third at most on duty at any point in time. So that's about 400 or so to go and take care of a city of 720,000 people. And what you find is that Trump has put in over 500 federal law enforcement, like FBI and DEA agents. And at the same time, he's put in over 800 National Guard troops. So that's effectively doubled the number of patrol officers that you have in D.C. And so it's not too surprising that you have a large increase in the number of arrests. You're making it much riskier for criminals to go and commit crimes because it's more likely that somebody will be there in order to catch them.
And so you're saying that the only explanation, given the statistics, is the intervention of the president, with the fact that he sent in federal ICE agents, other federal law enforcement assets to bolster the D.C. police. Is that right?
Right, look, I mean, this isn't rocket science. If you want to, I realize Democrats may not believe this. They have constantly been claiming that there's no crime problem in D.C., that this is all unnecessary. But if you want to reduce crime, you have to make it risky for criminals to go and commit crime. And that means things like higher arrest rates, higher conviction rates, longer prison sentences. You can also make it so that individuals are able to go and protect themselves. But, you know, it's not surprising then that we've seen this drop given the changes that they've made in terms of more law enforcement presence there. And as I say, the most horrific crime category, murder, there hasn't been any murders in 13 days. That is truly astounding numbers.
Maybe you could walk us through also with regard to the number of police officers on the street. I think the D.C. police chief said recently that they are down, I think about 700 from the number that they wanted to have. The president sent in 500 additional federal assets, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you make the point in your op-ed that 500 number is very significant. Why is that?
Well, it's not the 500 officers, law enforcement officers that are there. You also have another 800 National Guard individuals who have essentially law enforcement type powers. So that's about 1,300. And that's equal to the number of patrol officers that they already had in D.C. So they've effectively doubled. Now, maybe if they had tripled it or something, you'd have even more of a drop. But they've effectively doubled at any point in time the number of boots that are on the ground there to go and protect people. And as you increase the likelihood that somebody's going to get arrested, you make it riskier for criminals to go and commit crime, and you're going to see less crime that's going to take place.
Dr. Lott, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for talking to us.